Hey there, I'm Tyler Lunsford, and you're watching a review of Mathieu Bich and Buddy Stein's The Mask. What is up, beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look around the channel at my past reviews. Now, if you are new here, then welcome. Thank you for stopping by and clicking on my face. I really do appreciate it because you didn't have to be here today, but I'm glad you are. So thanks for that. I hope you learned something about the mask, and without any further ado, I'm going to quit rambling. Let's get right into a review right now. First off, you need to know what actually is the mask. Well, silks have been a classic magic prop for ages, but they're kind of outdated. Introducing the mask. The mask is now a mask that looks like a surgical mask, but is actually fully made of silk. Now you can vanish or produce the world's current most iconic object, a blue surgical mask. The specially made silk mask with strings appears identical to an ordinary blue disposable surgical mask. The mask is 100% silk, expertly printed, and crafted to fit into a standard thumb tip. It is ideal to produce, vanish, transpose, or use for any of the other classic silk effects in magic. Included is a link to a 1-hour tutorial video that covers basic to advanced thumb tip techniques and a special mask handling. It also includes sections about managing your angles, subtleties, steals, loads, ditches, and several other presentation ideas, including Vernon's classic build to silk, but now using an item that every spectator can currently relate to. Now that you know what the mask is, and you know what you'll be receiving, let's talk about some more questions you may have, such as how difficult is the mask to perform? Well, this is just a standard silk that is no different than any other silk routines you may do. I mean, it looks a little different, but difficulty-wise, it's not different at all. It's not going to be any more difficult than you making a silk vanish right now. In fact, it might be easier because with this mask, you can kind of justify some other actions and subtleties and things to make it, more of a reason, like why are you reaching somewhere or why are you doing this with your hand. This is all justified with a mask, and I feel like that's kind of a pro to it. How are the angles for the mask? The angles for the mask are fine. I mean, they're any other standard silk routines that you would be doing. Apply those angles to this. It's the same thing as the difficulty pretty much. For most routines that you do with this silk, your angles are probably going to be 360 because you pretty much stuff the mask, whatever, into your fist, make it vanish, la-da-da, there it goes. Now you make something else appear, or you ditch the gimmick that you were using, things like that. That's your angles for this effect. Is there any setup for the mask? Not really. The only thing you have to have on you is your gimmick to make the silk vanish, which they don't include, so that is something that you have to supply yourself, which if you're a magician, you probably have one of those lying around. The mask comes pre-made, so you don't have to even put these straps on or anything. Everything comes manufactured, and this is what you're going to get in your package. Is the mask examinable? No, absolutely not. It's not something that can be examined. This is not something that you can hand out because people will be like, oh, that's not a mask. That is a silk disguised as a mask. And they'd be correct. Are there any negatives about the mask? The major negative I have with this is that this trick is going to go out of style relatively quickly, I feel like. Maybe you can figure out a way to work in. Oh, you remember when we all used to wear a mask? We had to wear these things and you come out on stage with it like this or whatever, or you come out with it, it's like pulled up, I guess you can make it work that way. But to me, this trick is going to go out of style or out of date relatively quickly. I feel like it's really in style right now, but I mean, it's already starting to go out of style, in my opinion, because places are lifting lockdown restrictions and people are getting vaccinated and masks aren't being worn as frequently anymore. So I don't know how long this trick's going to be around as far as how long it can actually, work. What are the positives about the mask? I love that they have taken a classic magic prop in a silk and made it into something, that's more relevant, especially in today's world, a mask. I feel like there is other ways that they could do this, so I'd really be interested to see if they can make silks into something else that, goes around today that's more relevant, especially after masks are gone and we don't really wear these as much anymore. I think that'd be really cool to see something else that gets brought out that's like a modern silk or something disguised as a silk. I think that would be really cool. I also like that you can do any routines you can do with a silk with this. I think that's really neat. They also talk about some really cool different ideas on the tutorial video, so the tutorial video is well done. There's a lot of different things on there. You're not going to leave that tutorial video wondering if you can do a certain routine. You're going to know by the end of it because they teach several. They also talk about additional ideas and some really cool revelations you can do at different types of things. Even if you bought 2 of these, they teach you ways to use 2 of them in a magic trick, which I think is pretty cool. What's this retail as? Well, it currently retails as $25 US, and is that a fair price? I'd say so. I've heard some people say that the mask strings on the side are going to come off after you use it for a while, or even some people said that they came off right out of the pack. I have not had that issue. I've been playing around with it for a little bit now. But if you do, I'm sure the magic company that you deal with would be more than happy to send you a replacement. Or you could easily just sew it back together. I'm sure that wouldn't be too difficult. And it could avoid you having to actually pay for some of these, return shipping fees or whatever that may be like. So I think $25 is a fair price. It definitely shouldn't be more than that, but it is relevant right now. So if you want to do some silk magic with a mask, then this probably is the product for you. What would I give this out of 10? I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. The reason it's getting that score is because I do love the prop. I love the idea of a mask being a silk, and you can do silk routines with a mask. But my main issue with it, and I've talked about this, it's not going to be relevant forever. It's not going to be relevant for much longer, in my opinion. Like I mentioned, mask mandates are being, lifted, people are coming out of lockdown, people are getting vaccinated. So that's why it's getting docked, is because this trick's not going to be as relevant as, much longer. But if you got it towards the beginning of the pandemic, or if you're getting it now, I know it's been out for a little bit, but if you're getting it now, you can still get some use out of it and figure out a way to work it into a routine with, scripting and things like that. If you do want to use it post-pandemic, I think that could work as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you feel like the mask is for you, the link to purchase it is in the description down below. Also in the description is a link to my Instagram page. There you can follow me on Instagram at TowerLensWardMagic. There I post all sorts of behind the scenes, Q&As, sneak peeks, and you can participate in polls and all sorts of things like that. So definitely go check me out over there. I want to post more performances in the next few months, so hopefully we'll get there. I'm trying people, I promise. We're going to get there eventually. I'm going to post more performances. It's coming. Good things come to those who wait, right? That's what they say. Thank you so much for being here, though. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much to Mathieu Bich and Buddy Stein for allowing me to have this product so I can do this review for you people out there. I'd like to thank you once again for watching, and if you have any questions about it, comment down below and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I've been so grateful that you're here. I really am. Come give me an air hug. That was awkward. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. I will see you in another review that I post sometime soon. See ya. Currently works in our world because of the way that the world's been for the past year and a half, I guess. Oh my gosh, COVID time just passes so quickly. Like you feel like you're in lockdown for forever.